Good morning, or good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it happens to be for you. There's been another update, which was just happening while I was drinking coffee and looking at a clock tick down. So let's see what they did. Adjusted the alternate recipe for compacted coal. Okay. Adjusted the alternate recipe for turbo fuel. Turbo fuel. What? Oh, so you take the compacted coal and use the compacted coal with fuel and turn that into turbo fuel. Oh, I need to unlock compact coal, because then I'll have research for it. I didn't realize that. I just ignored compact coal because I didn't need it. Didn't care, but I need to unlock that. Bug fixes. Fixed on-load crashes related to excluded researches. Okay. Automatic health regeneration up to 3 pellets works again. That's nice. Good morning, good morning. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. We need to keep going with that. I want to get more stuff. Gonna have to take more of a southerly trip into the map. But I guess you did do that if you picked up 15 hard drives. Fixed not being able to build conveyor lifts downward onto foundations. Ah, interesting. Oh, nice. Okay. So you used the hard drives to go ahead and get those recipes? Or you mean you did the research in the MAM? Fixed stackable conveyor pole not aligning with other conveyor connections. Okay, I didn't have that issue, but that's good that it's fixed. Unpossessed player characters that are killed or already dead now spawn death crates. So if I go kill the player characters, they'll spawn a death crate. Let's go test it out. Let's go kill an unpossessed player character. Okay. Nice. So soon it'll be ready for the crazy building effort. For all of the useless supercomputers that we need. Let's see, there was a player character around here that I moved underneath this thing. Nice. Okay, there's a death crate. Still see the body though. That's all the stuff that was on that body. Whoa! I had 3 shards and another yellow slug on me this whole time. My old body. Look at that. This thing's been in my game. Actually, no, this wasn't my body. This was the other guy that was in the game this whole time. Wow. These untapped resources. Alright. Spawns a death crate, but I still have a body there. Great. Well, at least you can get the items off of the character. That's probably the most important thing. So what did I have on me when I left this game a while ago? Oh, wow. Thanks very much. That's very kind of you. It will be so much nicer and easier to move around that way. Alright, so I was somewhere around here. Wasn't I? Oh, or was it the other way? Excuse me. Now I was here. Alright, well, I tell you what. Let's do that today. I want to do that. And all that jazz. I like it. Nice. I thought I was in the other area. I thought I was here. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I'm actually gone now because I logged in? Alright. What I want to get done today, I'm not going to stream the entire day because I'm going to be working on a 3D office scene for my portfolio. But I want to get aluminum production set up completely for what resources I have. And I would like to be able to... I want to also make an exact room for bauxite, more bauxite to come in that I'm going to draw in from other places because I'm going to need more, probably. I want more. How about that? So I want to bring that in, which means I want to set the belts up ahead of time because we saw yesterday, we looked at that crisscross spaghetti here. Not quite spaghetti, quite frankly. It's just that it's tight in here now. So I want to be able to bring in, I'm going to look at the map and see how much more bauxite there is and how many more I can bring in so that I prep those belts ahead of time. For instance, like here, I would have the belts ready to bring in across to wherever my aluminum production area is. Alright, I need some sulfur. Okay, this is not any of that. But I do have, I had sulfur, maybe it's above. Oh, I got rid of that, that's right, I did. Well, let's just get sulfur off of this belt. Then I'm going to get some coal here, and I'm going to make some compacted coal, which then I think I need to research for something else maybe. I'm not sure. Well, spooks yo when you get home, or when you're ready, or assuming you can play tonight. I want to jump into your game and start helping you make some real progress because I think this multiplayer has been fixed enough to make that happen. See, I'm going to set an alarm because it is Novalis full as a doggy dog. And I want to sing happy birthday. Oops, that is not. That is copper. I want deal. All right. I'm gonna put a bench right here. This is not an alternative recipe. It should just be a regular recipe. Huh. I know I unlocked compact coal. Interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe it has to be built in the equipment workshop thing. No. Okay. Huh. Okay, let me check the wiki. I'm excited that you got all that stuff unlocked. The official Satisfactory wiki. Compact coal. Okay, polished radar tower menu. Updated some map icons. Okay. Optimization, disabled ladders, ticking the startup, fine. Redesign the southern part of the Dune Desert. Okay. Not sure what that is from the yesterday. Compact coal. Crafted in an assembler. Let's make an assembler. Rotors. Well, I know that body I just knocked down had rotors on it. I don't have any rotor production set up. I just have my old stuff still. Rotors, stators, motors. Still have a lot to expand out here. Oh, the body disappeared. Finally. Okay. That's good. And this was from the hub. So I'll take this stuff with me. More rotors. Put that in the hub. Coal. Alright, so the bodies have been taken care of. That's good. And I got some shards out of it. That's really neat. Alternate motor. Oh, look at this. I haven't even finished this stuff. Let's go get some stators. This is exciting. I don't have any stators, but I can get wire, and I have pipes so I can make my own stators. That's good. And I'm gonna get some, I'll grab these rotors. Oh, and probably rods too, right? No. All right, that's still making rotors. So I do have rotor production that is left over. Oh, I have to turn off bloom and fog. I wish I had a script that did that automatically. All right, I'm gonna make some stators. Let's make these shards. Gonna need some pipe. Compact coal. So compacted coal doubles coal value in terms of energy density. I'm reading on this wiki. So let's go get some black powder and complete this off. Might as well pick up pipes while I'm down here. Brain malfunction. I like it. Perfect. Giving it a name is a good thing. Let's get some black powder. Pick up some more sulfur. Some more sulfur, and I had 100 black powder on the ground. I only need 50. Let's go ahead and throw that on the ground. In fact, let's do that. We'll keep our Nobelisk production going. I like that name, actually. I thought it was a funny play on words, you know, a nice tribute to Nobel, Alfred Nobel. I can't speak today. I need to have more sleep instead of watching videos on Netflix, movies. Okay, so now everything is unlocked here. I don't remember picking an alternate motor recipe or stator recipe out of a hard drive. So I don't know why that was there. And I'm not sure why. Here, let's put down an assembler and see if we can make some of this compact coal. Alternate compact coal. Look, I don't have compact coal. I only have alternate compact coal. Compacted coal. What? This is interesting. This is why I don't have the recipe, because I actually don't have it unlocked. I'm not sure what that means. So let's put in okay. Oh, so compacted coal literally is like just an alternate recipe of some kind? Ah, okay. All right. So So turbo fuel should be in here, but it's not. Okay, so turbo fuel. It can be unlocked after researching the hard drive and unlock the necessary. Aha. Okay. Well, let's. Why isn't shift click working anymore? Okay. Let's go. I guess I need to put another hard drive through the researcher, even though I had no recipes left. Not gonna hurt me. Nothing else here. Okay. How much long? It's a 10-minute thing, yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so 2,000 megajoules are in turbo fuel. 750 are in normal fuel. So it's more than double energy efficient. Wow. All right. Okay, I could see this now because let's say you're if I am at my maximum capacity of fuel generators with regular fuel and turbo fuel is a little bit more than double. It's like yeah. So I guess on the order of 2.2 times more. No, more than that. Oh, wow. The thing is, though, you need 3 coal generators for 1 fuel generator. Right. So again, okay, but I have sulfur, 1 belt of sulfur coming in. I can see that. It could happen. Alright, so we're going to have our aluminum smelting, aluminum ingot smelting right here on this level. But we need to create silica as well. So I think what we're going to do is set up a full line of constructors that use the I have 2 belts of quartz being brought down from up above, and I have 1 pure belt here. One of these belts is actually does not have anything on it. The top one. In fact, the top one doesn't even exist anymore, so we'll remove it. Okay. So basically, compact coal is the ticket here. Compacted coal. Don't confuse ourselves. Good, good. Oh, I have a belt. I have this belt of sulfur I'm not using. And I have sand ore. I don't have any coal that I'm not using, but I did find coal, pure coal, over where my radar tower is, so I should belt that in. Anyway. I can find sulfur. If I could put sulfur, if I had sulfur close to coal, then I could set up compacted coal production over there with a bunch of coal generators and just plug that into my network. That would make a lot of sense then. I wouldn't need, oh wait, I have this other map as well that I have been given. So I'm gonna see where coal and I'm gonna see where sulfur is, and I'll turn off the drop pods. So I am here. Oh, I see the way they represent pure and normal nodes. That's visually good. I'm using this sulfur here. Oh, more sulfur. Coal, pure, wow. That's not a bad location there. Wow, look at that coal, and there's some sulfur. There doesn't seem to be a major grouping altogether. This might be the closest thing. That's a lot of coal here. Look at this. Thing is, though, I found coal over here, was it? Let me look at my other map. Coal. Oh, there's actually one impure coal node right there. Ha. Normal. Wait. This is interesting. Well, I've got 3 pure coal nodes. Okay, so I'm not tapping this normal node yet here for sulfur. So I could use an impure belt for black powder production. And I could use the 2 normals combined to max out all belts in the game. And that one belt could fuel or feed assemblers. So if we look at this, my input rate is 30 a minute, so that's 15 assemblers for a Mark IV belt. And when the Mark VI belts come out, I'll be able to double that input and output. So that I would be able to have 30 assemblers making 30 per minute, so 900 per minute. That would work. That would feed a lot of coal generators. And I don't... So what I could do is set up coal power generation, say, in this area here. Because then I can belt the sulfur and belt the coal right here. I'm using all of this coal. I only need one of these belts to come here, and these 2 sulfurs are brought here, and they can feed power. So is this the same as this map here? It is. But I don't understand. I don't understand this. I need to go back to this area. I'm gonna go back to the area where I set up the radar tower and look, because there's way in the distance there. On the ground near that is a pure coal node, but I don't see that on the maps. Let's set ourselves up a little jump belt. Oh, why does it have to always lag? Hopefully it shoots me into the air. No, it didn't. It just stopped me. Okay. I have another jump belt over here. I'm gonna put this one. Right up here is where this pure coal node is. Right here. Huh. The map has changed. Ah, I see. Okay. So, whereas I thought I was here, I was actually here. And that means that there is a pure coal node here and here. Okay. And then maybe... Alright, so the map is correct. My brain was just a little bit off. Or a lot of bit off, whatever you want to call it. So there's supposedly another pure coal node around here. Okay. There it is. Okay. Huh. This isn't that far away. Okay. So these three exist. And this is my base here. Wow. What's coal extreme? That's another kind of fuel? Either way though. Wow, okay. Thank you for that. Alright, well I have a ton of space here where I can just set up some platforms and coal generators. And use these pure coal nodes here, one of them, and bring the sulfur belt over. Oh, frame rate drop, okay. Okay, see you later. Oh, I crashed. Wow, okay. That's never happened before. And well, it hasn't in a long time. Have a good time there at work. Alright, the point is that I have a lot of space here. Doesn't matter what map you're looking at. A lot of space here where I can bring in over one pure node of coal and a combined pure sulfur node, essentially. So, and then I can take 2 belts of pure coal back to my base, then use that for production. While this loads, I'm gonna get some more coffee. Well, I did a continue and died immediately when it loaded, and so I'm going backwards a little bit on the autosave. Alright, well, in any case. Well, alternatively, nah. That's a huge area I'm not doing anything with, actually. So this is before I dropped all this stuff. Take that out, throw this in. Okay. Cool. So, I hope you're enjoying your day. I got 5 shards, which will help. Okay, I keep getting distracted. I want to set up aluminum production. I need to figure out what that means. So let's look up silica, because I need to know what if I can find it. I need to know what that production rate is. Crafting time 4. I don't know what that means. Crafting time is 4 with a Mark 1 building. Because this is going to be... I think there are Mark 2 constructors and foundries. Oh man, I haven't even taken that into account. Holy moly. That's going to totally change the dynamic of my factory. Oh, I hope you can click upgrade the buildings. I'm not going to remove all of this stuff I'm putting down to replace them all with Mark II. I'm not going to do that. They better provide a way where you can just upgrade it. They have to, because think about that. I mean, unlocking, that's going to be a milestone unlock. So you will have set up a factory by that time of some kind. And you'll have to go through and basically rip it all apart and put down all Mark II versions of everything. That is not a good thing, if that's the case. I don't know. Not saying it is. Okay. So 3 pieces of silica are made inside crafting time 4. So what I need is to understand what this crafting time system is. So I need to find something that I know in the game. Okay, 2 seconds for a copper ingot. I wish they must tell you on this Gamepedia thing what this means. So we'll look at a copper ingot. That has 2 seconds. Crafting time is 2. Okay, 2 seconds. All right. So it takes twice as long. It takes 4 seconds. Meaning there'd be 15 per minute. Okay, 15 silica per minute. I'm gonna have to write this down. Out of a constructor. All right, so 2 silica in. All right. So that means that it needs an input of 30 a minute to produce 15 a minute, theoretically. Okay. So it outputs 3 silica output. Outputs 3 silica in 4 seconds. That's what that is. So, okay. So I know my silica production now. Okay. Excuse me. So that's what I need out of these constructors. Okay, so now I know that. I'll go to the aluminum ingot and I'll see what my bauxite input is. Wow. Okay. Oh, all right. I need. All right. So I'm looking at my made in a foundry. Okay, I'm looking at the website now. Okay, aluminium, are they saying? Either way. All right, so this is silica, aluminum ingot, bauxite, 7 bauxite. It's funny. And 6 silica. Okay. So I don't know what the input rate is for the silica. I'll have to probably, or bauxite, I'll have to do the math on that, I guess. 6 silica. All right. Crafting time 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Okay. Okay, so crafting time is 4 seconds. So it looks like 15 a minute. What is the steel? Let's see if I look at my steel foundry. This makes 2 steel ingots per. This makes 2 aluminum ingots per. So it looks like 30 per minute. So quartz, raw quartz. All right, steel ingots takes 4 seconds to make. It gives you 2. Okay, a feed rate at this same production time, looking at this, if you look at the iron ore and coal, they're 3 each. And I know I need, well, it's telling me I need 6 silica with it, which is double that, which means the input rate would have to be double that in order to make the same output rate, in theory. I need twice as many resources, right? So that's 90 per minute on silica. Wow. In theory. Okay. So then right. Okay. Because if I did, I need 6 times. How's that figured? What's the math on that? I need 45 per minute. Every 4 seconds, 3 is consumed. So what is that? 4 divided by 3 times 60? That's 80. That's not... How do you get that? Oh, thank you very much, Rishi. Thank you. I was starting to worry. Ah, no. Okay, hold on a second. I make 2 per 4 seconds. So really it's 2 seconds. Oh, I don't know how to, I don't know. Well, all right. 7 is more than 6. So my input rate is for silica, no, bauxite is higher than 90 a minute for silica. So probably what? 95 a minute. Well, if I need 7 every 4 seconds, 60 divided by 4 is 15 times 7. So I need 105 a minute. Let's see if that math holds up. So 3 every 4 seconds. 3 times 15, 45. So that's how we get it. So it's 105 input for bauxite. Oh man, what the hell? That's such an odd number mathematically for how they're doing stuff. So a 450, a Mark IV belt divided by 105 is 4.28 machines. That's it. One Mark IV belt will feed 4 foundries of bauxite. And that's a maxed out belt. And right now, what do I even have? I don't even remember. I'm gonna look at the map. I'm pulling in, that's right. Okay, so I do have one maxed out Mark IV belt and a normal. So if I look at, if I have a normal belt which is 300 and I divide that by 105, that's going to be not even 3, so 2.85. 2.85. Hold that thought. Seven machines. If I use both of those belts and I split off the pure belt and I merge that in with, excuse me, I merge that in. You bet, Rishi, you bet. So if I split this belt off and I merge it in, I should be able to feed 7 machines instead of 6 machines with that bauxite. I'm not going to know this for sure until they unleash the aluminum beast at the end of May. But what I can do is I can set up 7 foundries, and I know I can feed 7 foundries at least. So 7 foundries gives me an output, 7 times 30, so that's holy crap, my 270. That's a Mark III belt. 210, sorry. My head is really foggy today. So I would use a Mark III belt to extract that. So that's my aluminum ingot foundry production right now. Jeez, so bad. so bad. Man, this sucks. I'm hoping that they... really hoping that they sort of adjust this bauxite once they release the aluminum at the end of May on the map. Either relocate this stuff or increase the purity levels. Because as it stands right now, it is not very impressive. So if I look at this... these make aluminum ingots, which are only made to make aluminum sheets. So to make an aluminum sheet, that also takes 4 seconds per thing, and you get 1. But it only takes 1. So okay, so in this case I have 1 every 4 seconds for aluminum. Right? I have 2 ingots every 4 seconds. So I have 230 per minute output of my ingots times 7 gives me 210. It takes 1 ingot per aluminum sheet. Okay. So I can make 15 aluminum sheets per minute, which means I need 15 aluminum ingots per minute. So my output of 210 divided by 15 tells me I can feed 14 constructors making aluminum sheets. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Seven foundries. At 30 per minute. $210 minute. Aluminum sheets are crafting time of 4 seconds, which is 15 of those. $15 a minute. That would be 14, right? Because 15 squared would be 225. 15 times 15 is 225. Makes sense. 14 constructors. So what I know right now is aluminum sheets 15 per minute. 14 constructors. 14 constructors gives me 15 a minute. So the same input and output rate. So I would be doing 210 aluminum sheets a minute. And aluminum sheets, they're used for a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff. Heat sinks, Mark 5 and 6 conveyor belts and lifts, and batteries. So I'll have the aluminum sheet production going. But I know I have a good idea now that, okay, I'm a little bit leery about bringing in more bauxite belts because I have a feeling they're going to sort out the bauxite on the map the way they sorted out the oil in that just random rare region, the northeast part of the map. So the bauxite that is where I'm pulling from is near the desert fields, desert rock, whatever it's called, desert something. Starting areas. This one doesn't show that. Alright, so the starting area where the desert is, there's 3 normal bauxite. I don't think they're going to touch that. It might adjust the purity. There's no bauxite near the rocky fields or rocky whatever starting spot. And there's, okay, rocky hills maybe. And the grass fields, there's no bauxite near that either. So I think they're going to adjust the bauxite locations. Because the oil they moved over from the oil they moved from here over to here is much closer to this starting point. And you can see there's nothing around here really, but there's right here. And this kind of is the same distance here. And there's nothing in this starting area. Way out here. This isn't near anything here. But look at all the geysers around here. This is the place to start if you want to have geothermal. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, I'm going to set up 7 foundries after I set up my constructors, which I did not figure out what my constructor number was. I need 30 silica every 4 seconds. 3 silica every 4 seconds. What am I talking about? So that's 12 silica a minute. No. 3 times 15. 45 a minute. $30 silica a minute. I can output 15 constructors, 450. So I can output a full belt on 1 pure. And I have 3 pure belts of quartz I'm bringing in. So that means, assuming that bauxite gets adjusted, I'm going to set up 45 constructors today to process the quartz that I have currently coming in to make silica. Now, I won't be able to make the silica, so the machines won't be able to have a recipe selected. So that's okay. But I will create the factory line for the silica production, and I'll just let it sit idle. All the belts, mergers, splitters, etc. that will help me with that. And then I'll set the foundries up in front of that. And I will set the foundries up based on my silica production. What that will mean is that I'll just have to bring in the bauxite to fill the other end of that. And if I can't, I just won't have the foundry on. So we'll at least ramp up production potential to what I have right now for quartz. And I'll set up constructors after the foundries to meet that potential foundry output. So I will have an idea of what my aluminum sheet output should be as long as I can match the bauxite input. It sounds pretty silly and complicated. That's why it's vivid mayhem. Whew, 45 constructors. All right. I'm going to need every little bit of this space here. Now, why am I... Well, I'm putting constructors here because this is where the production is... this is where the foundry production is going to be. So because, just like I did on the top floor with the manufacturers, I needed concrete. So there was no point in manufacturing concrete on multiple levels below. I'd just do it right there for the foundries because that's what it's needed for directly. So I'm using that same mentality here right now. I'm just going to put the silica production directly behind the foundries because that's direct. It's the input that's needed. So I'm probably going to need the space here. I'm going to use my upper level to give me an idea of where I need to be. Okay, this is a line of 30 constructors, and I need 45. So let's look at this. So on on here, plus let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here. So I probably need to start somewhere over here with these constructors. So let's put down a little out of the way container and get rid of this concrete. Why does not control drag? Why don't you work? There we go. I don't understand that. Let's get the rest of this. Oops, can't go that way. I don't have any concrete now. All right. So 40. Oh, look at that. I have my miner right in the way. This might be a problem. Oops, I wanted to take all. And get rid of this. This might be a problem. I need to look at where that miner is on this level relative to where it is above and see where those constructors are. Because then I'll know where 30 are. Because maybe I need to start this production level in front of that area. Long story short, I need to measure out where everything is supposed to be. Where it actually is. I don't need all that concrete. I actually don't need all of this stuff either. For now. Don't need these items. Actually, don't need. Alrighty, so let's take all of this. No, I didn't want to do that. Alright, so we've got coal, sulfur, coal. Alright, so let's go up top and let's see where I'll go to the end of the line where I have the constructors. Alright, they are up here. So I'm going to go down to the end here. I'm going to remove the floor underneath and look down and see where this miner is relative to where the end of the line of the constructors is here. And let's see. So let's see where this is. Pretty sure this is, aha. All right, but it is way after this miner. All right. So either this miner disrupts my constructor line by a few constructors, or I move it forward and I use that gap space to produce my other things like I mentioned before, like biofuels and compacted coal, or little things. Nothing that I need to worry about. Filters, fabric, whatever. I could use this line. It's two foundations wide, so this whole length here can be just alternative materials that I need to produce. That's not a bad idea, and I can belt them down to one end or the other to containers, and they just hold everything. But look, I also have this crap in the way. Damn. Let's see if constructors care about that. Yeah, it seems like they do. So this is also a problem. But if my input here, it would be probably okay. I have a lot less foundries than I have constructors. All right, so this is the line I want to use right here. Right, this line here. So I'm gonna just put myself a little. There we go. So this is just marking where the line of foundations I want to use is. And if I put my jetpack back on, then I can fly. So I know that I have 30 constructors all the way down here. So I'm going to mark this right here again. But this time I'll mark it with 1 concrete, so I know the difference here. All right. So this is where 30 is. So I'll run all the way down to this end, and I'll drop a piece of concrete through, and I'll know where the 30 begins, 30 ends. And then I can look at my size underneath. All right, so the last constructor is on the tile after the container, before the container. Thank you, game, for letting me play again. So that one is here. That's going to be a problem again. All right, we'll deal with it. So what I need to know is, can I fit 10 more constructors in here? Pretty sure I can. We're going to take a small break, and I will be right back soon. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and lay down our, let's fill this hole. We're going to go ahead and put our constructors together here. Ah, that's what I was doing here. Oops. Okay. So I know that I've got 30 constructors to this point. I'm pretty sure I can fit another 10 in here. So this is my line here. Play a little alignment. And this line here is what I'm using. All right. So I'll set it so that the back of the constructor is at this edge line here on, because then I should have enough space in between here and that obstruction for my mergers coming out. And they will run all the way towards where I am here now, and they'll run into the next line of foundries that are going to go down that way. And hopefully, there won't be any problems with that. So what I'll end up doing, just to make sure that there isn't, is I will put the foundries probably on the same line here. Here, I guess, is where that's going to start. So I'll start the constructors on this exact same line and run them down. Yeah. So we will make sure that this lines up like this. And we'll use our to-do list to count this out for us. So this will be just our silica production, so that we can feed this into aluminum production. Now, aluminum is pretty similar. Well, the aluminum production is going to give us, the aluminum sheets is going to give us all of the resources we need for the Mark V, well, Mark V belts. We need aluminum sheets to create Mark VI belts and conveyor lifts, plus the added addition of aluminum heat sinks, which is additional production for that. So I will have to set up, I will have to have containers that I fill up with aluminum sheets, and I will need to fill up containers with aluminum heat sinks. Should be able to come out of here. Yep. 18 left, here we go. You know, quite frankly, if it goes wider, it goes wider. I'll just put more foundations down. I mean, that's the point of this expansion. All right, so 10 more. We'll pick up this set of leaves. And it doesn't hurt my feelings to go wider here. And what yeah, that's a lot of constructor width here. I need room for 5 more. Let's just eyeball how much that takes up. Wow. So I'm into a lot of garbage that I can't remove. I can't blow these up, and I can't cut this down. It's all right. So if I just figure basically it's 1 row per, I have 5 more. So here's 2 more. 3, 4, 5. Shoot. Let's see if this will fit in. I might have to put another one in the other end. Or we'll have to see where I end up with room. I didn't think I was going to be honestly outgrowing this fast. But now I have a good idea of what that requires here. So I have 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This isn't going to fit the way I have it here right now. All right. We can adapt and overcome and adjust here. let's see what kind of room I'm working with on this end, which is pretty easy to just make adjustments here. I can put 2 more down on this end, and that leaves me only needing space for 3 on that end. So I'll do that, and that'll fit me 45 constructors. Into this line so that I can make silica. So the mergers and belts will fit here even with this obstruction. All it'll do, if it ends up going on top of it, it'll just adjust its height. So it's not going to hurt my feelings or anything else for that. And the last bit. We have a little bit of space here to play with. I'll need to eventually extend the platforms over here, and that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Even if I just extend it over to have a roof on this later, that's fine with me too. So I don't need a merger here. I'm going to be merging that way. So I will just... I should have enough here. So we're going to go... I think I'll run it this close. Shouldn't have any issue with that. But I'd really like to put it on a belt. So I'll put this merger down. I'm not sure if I can put it this far out. I'm gonna have to check this obstruction. This is gonna be, well, once I put a belt down, I'll slide the mergers along the belt. And that should alleviate some issues, but I want to make sure here. All right, so this is in between. Okay, that won't affect it, it seems, at all. That's good. Perfect. So we're going to put this merger down here on this second one. We will just run a belt from the last one into this merger. And we will stretch a belt out. Pretty sure I don't have enough of these on me. Let's go get more of those, which are located up top there. Okay. So we'll get more of these encased industrial beams that allow us to make the Mark IV belts. I don't like that there's no leg here. I don't like that that is just suspended in air. I wonder if I can put some walls down. Nah, I'm not going to be able to do that because that's not on that. I might be able to put a... I doubt. Let's just see what happens here. No. No. God, that looks horrible. Well, at least that looks better. I can move this container. It is purely aesthetics, purely visual. It doesn't actually do anything. Because you can have floating whatever you want in the air in this game. Alright, so we'll just grab a bunch of this. We're going to need a bunch. Okay, we'll head back down and we'll start connecting everything. And keep continuing to make our silica production line that we can't actually create silica from yet, but that's okay. Preparation helps. Oh my god, it's so long here. All right. So now from here, what we're going to do is just drag a belt out as far as we can go. Of course. All right, can I get onto this snapping thing? Yeah, okay, I'll stop before. I want this to snap in place. I want this to be straight. So what I'm going to do, for anyone that might not know, is I'm placing the belt down. And what this will let me do is to place either mergers or splitters actually on the belt. And you can slide it along the belt, and when you lock it in, it'll then split or merge or whatever on that belt itself. Now that's much faster than placing a bunch of splitters and mergers and then trying to connect the belts in between. Same net effect. However, this requires less work. So this is the work smarter, not harder kind of mantra that I always try to use. Because at the end of the day, all in all, everything comes down to time. How much time does something take? Which means the more efficient you are with your time, the more efficient you are in doing things. Alright, I'm also dragging this belt. You see there's green arrows at the end of the belt. I'm dragging it in the direction of my output. So that means when I put these mergers onto the belt, they'll already orient themselves to the direction that I need them to be when they slap onto the belt, so that it's already set up. So there's a lot of things that are set for me automatically. All right, so we're going to come out here. All right. Okay, that's the output belt. Then when I upgrade or downgrade the belt, it all takes place inside all these splitters and mergers as well, so that they adjust based on the speed. There was, before they changed it in the one of the last few patches, if you placed it on, say, a Mark 1 belt, let's say a merger or a splitter, it would have a Mark 1 belt speed inside, and you would have to remove and replace the splitter or merger onto a new belt speed that you wanted it to be. But that's been updated so that now it just affects whatever the belt is upgraded inside the merger and the splitter as well. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going to actually hotkey this just to make this go faster. Here. So you can see the green arrow on the right matches and represents the output direction of that belt automatically. If I put this down and I can rotate it, say I can put the green arrow facing me, you see it's facing me. But as soon as I put it on the belt, it's going to the right. Left, right. So it's quite handy. So now what I'm doing, unfortunately there is no snapping on the belts. So I'm visually just lining up the arrows in my viewport so that it actually lines up properly. And because it's a 3D view, I'm just getting the right sort of perspective distance here on these arrows. So this dirt obstruction doesn't affect me because it's on the actual belt. Then what I'll do is I will come along and put connection belts between these mergers and the input of the merger and the output of the constructor. And that will basically let everything coming out of the constructors flow out onto the belts and into the same direction, allowing us to take advantage of everything together. So this, see if I can get an alignment line. Yes, I can. All right. So this alignment line means that this obstruction can go fly a kite because we know exactly where we need to be anyway. You can see it's passing through. Now, I don't like that visually. However, I'm going to take it in this case because it lets me line everything up. And I can't remove that thing at all in the game. I can't blow it up. I can't cut it down with a chainsaw. So it is one of those take it or leave it kind of situations, unfortunately. I've been very fortunate. I'm in the middle, or very close to the end of my thesis project. I've been very fortunate to have this great guy named Rishi be a team with Rishi to work on this thesis paper. And next week we have what they call here a ventilation seminar. I've never heard of this stuff. Having a bachelor thesis, let alone seminars and ventilation seminars, etc. It's some sort of Swedish thing. No problem. It's what we need to do to finish out the education, and that's what we'll do. But anyways, the point is me mentioning this is that I want to give a shout out to Rishi because he has been a really fantastic teammate to work with. Get the project done. And I definitely feel that the end result of the thesis is much stronger because I've been working with Rishi than if I had just done it by myself. So I'm very thankful for that. So and I hope that we're able to work on future projects together because he's a really excellent programmer as well. So working in 3D, the 3D games industry with Rishi would be something I would very much welcome. Because all of the projects that we've worked on together have been very successful and rewarding at the same time. So It's a win-win-win-win-win situation, I think. All right. Just keep on going here. This is one of those pace yourself moments. There's a lot that needs to be done. You just take it one step at a time. Same thing with my portfolio, my 3D art portfolio, so which I will be working on here after lunch and for the rest of the day. So there will not be an 8-hour stream today. At least I don't plan on streaming my 3D stuff. All right, buddy, welcome back. I guess you got another break. How many steel beams do I have? Not enough. Let's go get more. Why is the mouse not responding like it was? Huh. Steel beams. Gonna need a lot of that too. I'm trying to set up the in preparation for the release of aluminum at the end of May. I'm setting up a production line to create my silica, and then the foundries to create the aluminum ingots, and maybe even the constructors to make the aluminum sheets. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to establish what my needs are going to be and set up all of this space. I need the space requirements, I need the input requirements for the belts, I need the output requirements, etc. So I'm setting all of that up. I did some pre-calculations on this, and they're probably wrong, but right now it's the only thing I have. And in doing that, I hopefully already have that ready to go, since I know I need to set up other productions, because I have practically nothing being made right now. So I want to get this in place. So this is 45 constructors. That's going to process 3 pure belts of raw quartz into silica. Why does it fly so far? Jesus. All right. So, but I don't have silica production in the game. I don't have aluminum, etc. So I went onto the wiki, and based on their current information, I did some calculations to get to where this is now, and there's not a lot of bauxite in the game right now, which is weird. And they're not very pure. They're mostly normal nodes, and they're so far apart. So my guess is they're going to be moving the locations of the bauxite in that end of May patch or update or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the new mergers and splitters look really amazing. It's such an upgrade visually, such an improvement visually over the other ones. I enjoyed the other ones. They were okay, but I like these much better. All right, those are all hooked in. Mark III belts feeding Mark IV belts. So why does that look weird? Is that belt not go straight? That's why it got weird. I didn't... Oh well. That's okay. I got a little off. But it's not going to affect anything anyway. Alright. I might lose some sleep over it, but the output is still going to go in the direction I need it to go. It's pretty easy to get off sometimes. Thought I had the snapping right. So, yeah. So I'm just continuing this. I've got this minor obstruction here. Minor obstruction. So I thought what I would do is this area here in between, since I couldn't put 45 constructors here, I'm just going to put the regular things like making biomass and biofuel and well, I can't put explosive stuff in here, but I can put, I don't know, maybe fabric or wait. Okay, that's not the best height, but it'll fit in here, at least. So, I could fit little nothing production in here that doesn't really have any impact. Although I do want to have that in another building. So I don't know what I'm going to put in here. Maybe containers. Maybe nothing. I don't know. But I mean, this is a disappointment overall because of this thing being in the way. But I didn't know that I would be out here to even know what height I would need. So I have a lot of space. However, this is quite wide. This is 45 wide, and I run into this this ground here. So I couldn't actually put 45 completely this way. So I put 3 on this end and 2 on the other end. And then that, this is the widest thing I have so far in the factory. All right. So here we go. I'm going to put down yeah, that's true. I could do that. Makes a lot of sense. That would be beneficial in some way. Give me a minute. I need to answer an email. So I will be right back. I agree. I definitely agree. We'll work around it the best we can, I guess. So, what else are we gonna do? And we're going to keep going here. We're going to put down our splitters. So clearly this is all going to go away, but I do have my quartz belts here, or at least one of them. And I have two others that I'm bringing in on the side. So I will, I'm going to reroute this belt to something, say, bottom one maybe. And then I can bring that over this way. Obviously, I'm going to move this out. What was my math? Is that one belt I'm producing? Shoot. Maybe I just screwed myself. Oh, damn it. So many calculations to do here. One of these websites helped me out. No, that's not it. Okay. I want to... All right. Okay, see you then. All right, I'm going to change this to... Oh, I can't change this to aluminum sheets. Okay. All right. It's 4 seconds to produce 3 silica. All right. So that's 15 times 3, so 45 output. $45 a minute. Shoot. I screwed myself. I need to go take all those mergers away so that I can put in belts. And the spacing is all off because I'm going to have multiple belts coming out. No, I can... I don't have to remove all the mergers. All right, I have 45 constructors. This is off. This is totally off. All right. One constructor can produce 45 silica a minute. So that means 10 constructors will fill a Mark IV belt. So I have to look at this a little bit differently. My input is 30 a minute. My output is 45 a minute. Is that right? 2 quarts in. Crafting time is 4 seconds. There's 15 of the 4-second segments, making 60 seconds or 1 minute. And I output 3. Yeah, so 45 a minute. So I might not want to calculate this based on the input, but rather the output, so I can balance this. So 10 constructors will output 1 full Mark IV belt, which means when Mark VI is released, which it will be for aluminum, Mark VI is double the speed of Mark IV at 900. I should be able to handcraft what I need to make the Mark VI belts for this line. work. But I probably won't have to, quite frankly. So anyways, the point of this is that if I don't put down 45 constructors, but instead I put down 40, then I have 4 groups of 10. So I have 4 Mark IV output belts that are full. And then the input is just more than I need. Slightly more, a little more, doesn't really matter. Point is that my output is balanced to 450, 4 belts of 450. So I need to look at, from there, what my foundry need is going to be. I'm not going to calculate that right now. So what I'm going to do is look at what my input rate is. Now, what is that going to be? So I need 30 a minute input. I'm sorry for all of these long calculations. I'm trying to figure this stuff out so I can try to prepare. I'd just like for this to be done beforehand, and then when it's done, I'm gonna move on to tomorrow. I'll be moving into working with we're gonna set up computer production. We're gonna try to do a supercomputer line. Actually, we're gonna do 2 or 3 or something like that. Manufacturers doing supercomputers. So we need to set up that whole chain. So that's going to be quite an event, and that will probably span into next week. I'm going to go to Stockholm on Friday morning. So I want to get a good amount of work done on my 3D scene today, tomorrow. So most likely supercomputers will be done next week. So then, my input requirements are 30 a minute, right? Yes. 450 belt divided by 30. That's 15 constructors. That's why I put down 45. So what I'm going to do is have 40. And I will just group them down into, instead of 3 input belts for 15 each, I'll just do 3 input belts for 10 each. Wait, there's something else here I could be looking at, is crystal output. Because if one belt will feed 15, I could break off 5 constructors somewhere, and they just make, that's gonna break up my output a little bit, isn't it? So 4, not really, actually. They could be making, I could have 5 constructors making crystals. But actually, I don't even need that. No. So I put 3 on the end here, and I put 2 on the other end. I'm going to take those away. Yeah, and these belts are going to get reorganized anyway here. All of this has to be redone because I need to put my belts together coming out. So I'll be doing the same stacking system that I used for the Caterium wire, the quick wire output. And that's basically where I have an ever increasing or ramping set of belts that as I go down the line. So this is going to change. Why is this is screwed up here? Sometimes these splitters and mergers will do something strange to the belt. They add an extra bit or piece in between the belt, and when you remove them, it messes the belt up because it doesn't, like right here, it creates a block in the flow of the belt for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about, but then again, I am trying to sort of I mean, you can slide these there we go. You can put these things on the belts. It's just that sometimes somewhere it creates this extra bit of belt. No idea why. Like what is this here? You can see that there's something. You can see this is off. All right, fucking hell. I have no idea what I just took down there. All right, so now we have 40 constructors properly. All right, so I'm going to be putting the outputs now. So I'm going to count out 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just so happens to be where this is right here. All right, that's 10 constructors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So this last one will come out and go, we'll put it right here. We'll just put a, doesn't really matter what here, we'll just put something here. All right, actually, we're gonna put something that stands a little taller. Pipes are good. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is pretty much what I've been doing on some other levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are definitely at 4 groups of 10. And we know where each 10th one is. So what's going to happen is the output from at the 10th, the last one, will then go up to the next belt. So I don't need this. And this is the 10th one. So I will mark this with a pipe. And verify. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we will put down, this time, we will have this go in the right snap. So this is where this is. All right. This is number 10. All right. So this one here is going to come out into this merge spot. So we'll put a merger here going this way. All right. So this will now go, we'll put ourselves this and this. Okay. So what's going to happen here is this belt comes out of here like this, goes into here. All right. So now this next belt here, we're going to put the merger down. And there we go. Now I get an alignment line. And this output goes up to here. All right. So I got to remove this now because I'm running belts. So we will run down. We're not going to make this whole length, unfortunately. So we'll pick something right in here, okay? And make sure that this is straight. All right. And number 10 is here. So our output will come out of here. And we'll put this one here, like this, and we'll put ourselves like this, and this output goes in like that. This output goes up like this. So we're still stacking here, so we need to put, we can get this to be correct. All right, these belts have the same distances. And now this one will go up. So I don't want it to just jump up like that. I want it to flow a bit. So here this is. All right, and we'll move on to the next one. Using this as a marker here. So we'll go to where this, nope, that doesn't go. This one goes here. Fantastic. All right, and that is the belts that we need. So this is 3 belts, and then we have one more. The final one will be on the bottom, and these others will be on the top. And that belt is screwed up, so we're going to get rid of this. And I want to move this back because I like that looking a little bit better. That's in line. Okay, and I think that's the right distance. Will that work? It will. And we'll add 2 more. I already know I can go 4 high. Total belts, 4 total belts. So that's 3 high. So I could add a 4th if I really needed to. But I won't, since I have 4 belts now. So this will come out and go into there. Pretty simple. And I think this belt is also screwed up. I can see that it is. So we're just going to remove this garbage. And now I know that I can connect this to here. Oh, it does not reach. So I have a new destination right here. And we remove this. We'll add in at least one conveyor. We'll put in, there we go. And stretch this out to the next bit, which isn't going to go this whole way. So we'll put it right here so that it's lined up. I'll put this there, 2, 3. Get rid of this belt and this thing, so I don't have to go out this far. That's good. So this is one of those cases where I have more input than I have output. Sometimes I have more output than I have input, and I just want to be able to balance these machines properly. And if I really need to, I can overclock these machines, but I don't want to use 40 power shards just to get 150% out of these machines to consume the belt. So what I end up with is more output than I can put on the output belts. So this works fine. I have no issues with the input being more than the output, so I have a little bit of an excess. If I want to, I could split all of those off, a tiny bit off of all of those belts, the 3 belts, and spread it somewhere else, but I don't need it, quite frankly. Alright, so what happens here is I'm going to be adding, again, the mergers on the bottom, all of the bottom belts only. So in front of all the machines, we're going to have the same mergers like we had just taken away. But they will be, the reason I had to take them away is because of the height. So you can't put a belt on top of a merger or a splitter if it's already there. It encroaches at the 1 level high. 2 level high is no problem, but I can't go 2 levels high here because there's too many levels. Not to mention the fact that it's too steep of a belt angle. So we end up with perfectly fine setup this way. I've done it before. It works very well. And I end up with my 4 belts going out there. And then I will bring those around and then come down into the foundries as well. Very similar fashion. And I will be feeding in bauxite with split belts some other way. So I will end up with splitters because the foundry has 2 inputs. I will have 2 rows of splitters. So each row will drop down their belts as they come in. Basically, it'll look very similar to this. It'll just be splitters instead of mergers going in instead of coming out. So here I don't have to worry about it. I can just put down a belt that connects into here. I don't think I'll go the whole way. No. So I'll just split it somewhere in the middle here. And just put that in. So now I just need to put down mergers. So let's do that. I'm going to take a small break and eat a snack. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Bye. And let's put down our mergers. Just like we did before. I am really not a fan of rework. I guess I could say I hate rework, supplementation, do-overs, whatever. This is one of those kinds of games that you kind of have to be a bit flexible and accept that you will keep modifying your factory layout, your factory process, constantly trying to improve or spread out, add to, take away. For instance, your power production, as you unlock more technology, your power production needs and power production capability completely change. So the very first kind of power you use is biomass generators. These biomass generators take a type of fuel, etc. This fuel can't be automated. So what you do later is you upgrade to coal, and that can be automated, so you no longer need biomass. So whatever you put down for that is now gone, or it needs to go away. And the same is for coal. Once you get fuel generators, and then you have later, soon to be released, you have nuclear fuel, and some other kinds of technology. So you also unlock what they call milestones, and this leads to other technology which requires different ingredients. So you're bringing in different materials, your belt configurations change, on and on. So it's definitely one of these kinds of games that you need to pace yourself, and it is still, on top of all of that, early access. So that means that it's changing. It's going to be in constant flux until the game is released, and it could have even been called Flux, Constant Flux or something. Fluctuator, I don't know. Fluxtory. Something horrible. I don't know. Maybe I should have been there the day they were doing their naming meetings. However, I think Satisfactory is an excellent name. It's a nice little play on words, or a word, words. Very catchy and functional. So this, we just need our mergers again, like we did before. It's going pretty fast. I think I'm in my third group of 10 right now. I look at the belts, yes. Nope, I'm on the last bit of 10. So that goes pretty fast. Then I'll run down and do my connection belts, just like I had before. Pretty simple. And we will do, I think we have a lot more room in the back than the front. Well, I have an expansive amount of room in the front. I haven't put anything there yet, so that's not necessarily a true statement. However, the way we have set things up already, it is. The case. So what my point in that is that for the input, oh yeah, I stopped here because of the length here. So we'll pull this out. So this is our output, complete output, and I'll give myself a little bit of extra space here. Yeah. All right. So let's just add. I'm out of concrete. So I happen to have concrete right here. Let's get this. And here's the compact coal, what that looks like. And here is the other the regular coal, what that looks like. So it's probably the same exact mesh with different normal maps on it, but it's a different look either way. I could easily be wrong about that. I haven't examined it thoroughly, but most of their ore / whatever meshes are the same. There's no reason to actually have a different mesh for each one. You just change your texture on it because it's representative. The quartz, of course, is different, but these have very similar shapes. To each other. It's a little bit different, so it could be that the ores all have the same shape or similar shape and different texture, and coal is different. I'm not sure. From a resource standpoint, you just have the same mesh that you keep duplicating, and you end up just changing the texture. And it's just for looks anyway. But what do I know? All right, we need one more merger here. And there it is. So all of the mergers are put in on the bottom row, and each row successively climbs to a higher belt until you end up with 4 outputs here. And what will happen is this wall of 4 belts will curve around and go back into the foundry system. And it'll probably be, excuse me, that I run the bauxite on the front part and this on the back, because if I run this around the front or completely around, I can't get through it. So it's better if I run it behind and then I bring the bauxite in front of that, so that it all fits together nicely. So I will do that way. Yes. All right, let's I have my input belts coming from this side. All right, so let's go ahead and connect this up again. All the way down. So once we can do silica, we have to run to all these machines, set them all to make silica. And they will already have quartz, raw quartz, sitting on the inputs ready to go. So as soon as I enable that on the machine, they'll start loading up quartz, raw quartz, to make the silica from. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I know I'm done with 10. Next 10, 30 to go, 29. Alrighty. Next done, so that's 20 left. And now just 10. Last bit. And some of you who haven't been watching the stream might wonder why I'm putting Mark III belts with Mark IV mergers. Well, I just like to do this because my output out of these is never going to be 270 resources per minute, which is what a Mark III belt is. And I want to temper the output slightly so that it's high enough so that it merges into the merging system, but it's low enough to let other products pass on a faster belt slightly. So it's just what I like to do. It could all be Mark IV. Could even be, I'll be outputting 30 per minute, which means a Mark 1 belt, which is 60 resources per minute, is also double the speed that it needs to be for the output. The only thing is that a faster belt gets the part somewhere faster. It doesn't have to be that it's full, but a Mark 3 belt is perfectly fine and fast for that. Because all of these will feed a Mark 4 belt. A single Mark 4 belt, it will be completely packed solid the whole time. So it will be perfectly fine. I even tried to mess with the idea that I have the farthest away from the end of the belt, the start, you could say. I have that be Mark 3, and then I successively about 2/3 of the way, to half of the way, I have Mark 3, and then a quarter I do Mark 2, and then the last 2 I do Mark 1. Because the ones closest to the exit get drained the fastest. So my idea was that I wanted those closer to the end to drain slower, and the ones in the middle and back to drain faster, so that it does it more in a more balanced fashion. But the truth is the belt stays packed no matter what anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right. Input is done. So what I'm going to do now is put power down while I can. And because I'm going to have belt stacking, it should be able to. So I'm going to put power down. I should have plenty of Mark. Yes, I do. All right, so we're going to put down our Mark 3 power poles so that we can get eight machines on each pole. So we will count in 4, and we'll put it in the middle here. And I hope I have cable. I have wire. I think I have enough cable. Okay, let's connect this up. So we will run 8 machines into one pole. Then we will put down another pole and connect those poles together. So let's find out where that is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll put it here in between the middle of the machines. There we are. And connect them up again. We'll connect the poles together. That is all good. We'll just start the wire connection, slide it along the machines. They will light up blue when they are not connected, and they don't light up at all when they are connected. 3, and the last one. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I do this because I'd like, if I can, to have the power pole on the side of the machines where the power connection is, and it looks better. I don't have wires flowing through machines in the wrong directions. It looks smoother, it's tighter. And I use these Mark III poles because they have more connections, and I don't need as many poles that way. But I only hook up 8 machines to each, because then that lets me have one connection each direction to the different poles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will probably play this game for quite a long time, and as such, no cable. All right, let's go get some cable. We have cable production on the next floor up. Let's go to the container, which is right here, in fact. How lucky is that? There we go. Just drop back down and continue. But because it's early access, there's going to be incremental releases every month, in fact. That's their plan, their roadmap. They have a roadmap to the end of May. After that, they just have... It's not as clear as it is now. And things are not 100% crystal clear because that's not how game development works. You have to have flexibility. You have to have time for fixes. You have to have time for updates. You have to have time for expansion. So they've timed it right now to be a steady release, hopefully by the end of each month. So we just had a major release, and what they've done is split this into an experimental build. So they don't destroy the overall experience for the people that are currently playing, but they give people a way to test and explore the latest options in the game with an experimental build. So they're making an effort to not disrupt because people have paid money for this. I paid money for this game to play it, and I know it's in early access, so okay. I know it's not done. So as such, I expect it to change, but I also want to be able to enjoy playing it. So you kind of have to balance that with the players, so they don't freak out and give you a lot of negative feedback or even negative publicity over the fact that they think the game sucks because you screwed them over and they paid money, blah, 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 whatever it happens to be. So there needs to be some flexibility there. And I think that Coffee Stain has been doing an excellent job in trying to balance that. Better than some studios, large publishers even. Okay. They all have power. And they're all pink because they don't have a product. The color on that the light bar here, they don't have a product selected, and they do not have any, they don't have a product selected basically, but they have power. And they don't have any input either, but the main fact is they just don't have a product selected. So right now there could be any resource sitting on the inputs of these machines, but it doesn't matter. They're not making anything, so it won't take in anything. So we need to get rid of these containers most likely. So we're going to bring all the belts right here along this line. So I have the quartz belts are coming down somewhere. I need to find those belts and I need to bring them in. So this is in the way. This is in the way. So ideally, I should be able to bring them right here, behind here. Ideally, underneath. Let's get this sort of, I guess, out of the way. I don't need this or this in my inventory. All right. All right. Let's see what I'm doing here. I bring these quartz, raw quartz belts down from up high. Wow, I haven't brought them down yet. Okay. So because of that, I can take them over further to over here and bring them down. And I think that's a stellar idea because I have one belt that's coming in here. It's going to come in. I'm going to change the input to this bottom belt here somehow. We'll see how I can do that. Because then I can just bring this belt. In fact, I'll do that now. So This belt is just going to come across here, and it's going to go in. So the other two belts would be good if you can see here where I know where I need to come down. If they came down on this line, say right here, then I would have be able to stack up my belts. Now, that means that this could be my bottom stack, and then the other two can come in behind it, essentially, or on top of it. So let's figure out what that means for this. So let's get, I know that this is my closest point here. So let's get this to be 90 degrees here. All right, so I know that I'm bringing this in. So this edge here, since these platforms align, so this right here is where this is going to essentially come in. But I'm going to need to set this back a bit. So I will first put this belt down, and I'm going to end up removing this belt because I need to bring these other two down. But I need these on stackables. So we're going to have this stack up here. All right. So one of them can reach down to this. The one that's going to be closest to the building will be on the top, and the next one will be out. So that means I need another stackable to come out at a certain distance, so it can snap to that. I don't know what that distance is yet, so I'm going to bring the first one down so that hopefully it will snap to this top one. I hope. If it doesn't, then I'll have to add one on top and get that to work. So I am in maybe not a good position there. I might need to move that power pole. This is not particularly ideal because I want to be able to bring, I don't need to bring in any bauxite there, but maybe I bring it in somewhere else. All right, let's go up and extend these platforms out. How much concrete do I have? Not a whole lot, but probably, maybe not enough. Let's get some more. Just for good measure. Now let's go up. All the way up. Okay, and we're going to use conveyor walls. I think that's my hole right there. All right, so I can use conveyor walls to bring down, to line up my line up everything, to line up these belts, but I do want it to look pretty. So we're going to use conveyor walls, but it's going to be up one level. So we're going to put a normal wall here. And then we're going to put a double conveyor wall. That's definitely not going to work. I didn't realize that at the height. I didn't think about that. So what we have is a normal wall, and up top is a conveyor wall. All right. So this quartz is going to get drawn over completely. And this limestone I don't even do anything with, so that that I don't need to worry about. So this here and this here, and we will take we're gonna take I don't even do anything with that. Okay. All right. So we will take, I'm gonna put this here together. Not sure what I'm doing with that limestone belt. I don't actually do anything with it right now, so we're just gonna ignore that belt because we can bring that in later. But for right now, I need to take this all the way down. I'm gonna not make it with one belt here, but we'll get close. Let's make sure this is straight. We can use these two pure nodes up here, and then we will use one of the other pure nodes we have pulling out of a cave that's nearby. So we will put ourselves along this path and here, I think. There. And we will have our little stackable here, which then, all right, okay, sometime today, and we will go into this, and this does not clip at all, just brilliant. All right. Okay, so let us, we're gonna fly down here, fall down here, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna see where I come down here, because I think I can just bring this one belt underneath one of these conveyors, and then it'll just stack up fine. Let's do that. So, but I want to see where this comes out. Yeah, so we're gonna need to move this power pole. Let's do that. And this needs to move out one spot here. Like that. Except one more up. So now we get this. And now we have this right here. We'll put this stackable right here, and this conveyor lift should snap to that top of that stackable. Yep. So if I drag out, or just draw out, or set up, or whatever you want to call it, here, this should flow. Should flow. Yep. So it snapped. So now what we have is this belt here. Like that. And what I can do is put one of these here. And I will put two high Oops, I'm bringing down. Oh, these are off dramatically, so in reality, it's probably right. Yeah. The stackable poles are a totally different animal from um, the rest of the pole system. They have a much wider stance and overall width when you're putting them in. But if you use the regular conveyor poles or these walls, they have a much tighter belt configuration. So we'll snap that there, rotate, snaps in. Now what I can do is bring this over to this, like that. No, I want to do it on this here. Huh. Okay, so now I can remove this and put this in. So these three belts are now run. Oh, you know, I can make this so much tighter. We're going to change this up. This is going to clip now, so I need to alter this a bit. So what am I doing? I'm going to put in a triple wall. I might have to replace this other conveyor as well. Okay, so now this is going to go to the middle, and this is going to go horribly down like that. So we will put this like this and put that down. And this can go to there. All right. So now what I'll do, I hope this still flows. I'll have to test it. All right. So I'll have to eyeball this to see where this is going to come down. But I'm going to take something off of this belt just to make sure that it still flows. Yeah, it's flowing. Well, it might only be what's on the conveyor lift. Let's see. Looks like it's flowing. All right. So I can just delete all of these stuff I just grabbed. There we go. Don't need this limestone either. All right. So what I'm going to do is stack. Well, I'm going to try to bring this conveyor down, this lift, with the height in mind that I want it to go to that upper belt. So let's put it here, like that. All right. So I have my stacked system now. And I still have room for one more up there if I really want it. And I also can just keep adding walls as well. So what I'm going to do is add a walkway setup here. There we go. That'll help a little bit with that hole. And I haven't needed this hole yet. I can fill that in. So I need to go change the input belt here. So let's do that. Let's run over all the way over here, and let's change the input belt. So see what we got going on. That is the bottom belt, I think. Well, actually, all I have to do is look at it. It's the middle belt. this middle belt needs to change to be this bottom top belt. Yeah, that's right. They reverse when it gets there. So this belt. Oh, I need my jetpack again. Right? Yes. This belt here is what I need to put it on. And it is the middle belt here. So that needs to switch. So we will move this down, I guess, here to that, because I don't need it. And I'll move this belt from here to there. Nope, that doesn't cross too much. That's close, that's fine. All right, so I have another input belt here I'm not taking advantage of right now, which is fine. I don't like the way this looks. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this out a bit. I don't want like the belts really crossing into themselves, into each other. That will alleviate that particular issue there. And that's still doing its thing. That belt is empty. It actually doesn't even exist back here, which is fine. I can use it somewhere else for something else some other time. So I do want to empty the belt that I did have quartz on already. So I'm going to put that into a container really fast just to empty it. And then I'm going to delete all of that stuff. Cool. 3 sparkly pure belts of quartz. In fact, this container is fairly empty. We're just going to drain it. That's why I have them here. It'll drain that belt clean. Then I know when I'm looking at these belts, they have nothing on them. They're available. And that's important for the belt setup. All right. Eventually that'll be empty. I can remove it. Okay. So we're going to run 3 belts. And it is 40 of these. So we're going to have, again, 3 groups of 10. So I'm going to take my trusty pipes here. I'm going to go ahead and break off 3 pipes by themselves. And then I'll have that ready to go and drop down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in reality, I can see where the belts actually are. Is that right? I just counted it out. Interesting. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? What? Let's see. What? Okay. This looks like more than 10 actually here. I have 4 groups there for 40, but something's wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 2 extras here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is wrong here. That's what I have 2 less here, it seems. So that means I have 8 here, with the 1 on the end starting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why did I do that? I had this marking right here. So this is 10. So my brake should be here. It's not a catastrophic thing. I'll just redo this again. All right. Let's take this out. Just a couple things I need to shift around. Okay. And I need to remove these because I can't put a belt on top with those. There. Okay. So this is number 10. So these three have to be put into the chain here. And the very last one will go up. So let's remove this. And so the first one, that goes up and the first one curves in. So we'll put, we will go ahead and put down our conveyor pole right here. This comes out into this, and then I go up. 1, 2, and 3. And this is correct. So this will get drawn out to right here. And then go up to here. Except I gotta put these stackable conveyors. It's a bit difficult to do that if you're trying to put it on top of a belt rather than on the end of a belt. Okay. So now we can go up like this, and this can go through to there. All right, bit of a whoopsie there, no problem. Easy fix. So marking where my machines were supposed to be I didn't pay attention to my own work. Too much to think about sometimes with this stuff. All right, so now let's put these mergers down again. And what I will do is, I'd like to really test out this to make sure I can test it when I'm actually making this stuff. It won't be a problem. All right, so we'll get a merger here. And there we have it. So this, again, this is where my pipe is, supposed to be 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. First one coming in. All right. Okay. All right, so let's put these on and finish this off. And I need to put my belts, connection belts on as well, so we can do that. All right, fantastic. Okay. They all look connected. All right. We will know if there's a problem in the production line once it's on and running. So I will have the bottom belt be for the first set of 10. So let's go ahead and drag that out. And I don't have power. I understand that. I got to put the power pole back, which I'll do on the opposite side, on looking at the screen, this side of the belt instead of this side. So number 10, this right here should be number 10. This is number 10. Okay, so this is the last one. Right here. So we will have this go in a little bit so that this can come down. And I'm going to test this right now. I'm going to put a splitter in. Splitter here going, yes, that way. And looks like that is it. That's not going to work. So that needs to be, this needs to be a little farther back. I think is that in line? That's not in line, is it? No. All right, let me get this in line first. That's probably why that doesn't work. That isn't in line either. I don't get an alignment line with the belt itself, so that's it. All right, so that's correct. So this works. All right, so we're fine for this. And in fact, I can do this now. All right, so I can try and get this to fit. Come on. I saw it. There it is. You see how much more difficult it is to get this after the belt's already in place. Let's see. All right. And I do need to remove this because I can't run the next series of belts over with that. So what I'm going to do is that one's going to come down and run that way. So this next one here will then come down again. So let's put that right here. So this one will then run like this. Yes, because this belt's going to come down. So I'm not going to hook. Oh, I am going to turn this bloom off though. God, this bloom is killing me. Jesus. Stop at the bloom. There is no sunlight in these platforms, yet I'm getting reflections. I'm getting sun reflections and bouncing off of everything. So the lighting in this game is still not correct. But I should be thankful because without it, I wouldn't even see anything in here because they don't have any lights in the actual game that I can plug in. So in that sense, you know, I can't complain because that way I can I can actually see objects. All right, so this belt's going to go down here. And then this belt's going to carry on Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 Chris. No. No. 15 per. So if this was number 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where my belt is going to stop right here. So we're going to do that. Here we go. Now we're talking. Okay. Yep. So now that's going to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This one. There we are. And so that one on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's right. I only have 40. So what I can do is, what I am doing is feeding the amount that I need to feed. So I'm going to have one set of 10 that's overfed. And that's fine because I can add 5 on the end there or something or somewhere. I don't know, maybe, who knows. But this groups out the belts properly, at least 3 sets of, or 3 sets, or 2 sets of 15, 1 set of 10. And that's fine. That's not going to hurt me. So we will, this second belt, the middle belt's going to drop down now into this spot here. So we will go ahead and put this next set here. And that's going to drop down. And it's going to be on this set. And we'll run this one now. So this belt runs into the second set of 15. This one's going to be extended all the way out to the last 10. So the interesting thing is that I could use a normal belt for this, right? What did I say my math was on this? That I need 40, I need raw quartz input of 30 a minute. So that's a belt of 300, a Mark IV belt of 300 resources per minute of a fully overclocked normal node of any type of ore or whatever. So I've got a pure belt, or I've got a normal belt, or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. So we're going to put that right here. Okay. And the last bit is going to come all the way. It does not fit. Okay, but it will go here. So we will run that to here. And I'm making sure that these stands are in the split of the between machines here, so that there's no issue with the way the splitters and mergers are placed. They don't interfere with the stands at all, which right now they don't encroach, but you never know how that's going to work out. So we've got about an hour left, and then about an hour-ish left, and then I'm going to stop for the day on this and eat some lunch and then get to work on my other stuff. So this can be right, this is in line here. Is that fine? Maybe, I think I'll put it one more. All right. All right, so now I will put down a splitter here as I attempt to line this up. So now this goes in here like that. So we can set this up. What? Is that off? That looks curved or something. Did I? Shoot. I'll have to check that as I go down there, and this won't reach, so let's put this here. Is that even right? I see here. All right. But now that this is in place, I need a splitter here. So let's put a splitter here. All right, so this comes into, no, this comes into here. And this one will go down to here. It doesn't quite reach, so we'll go to here instead, and then we'll connect through. So I'm not sure, that's not that's not 15, that's 15 down there. So this bottom belt needs to go through here, but I got to make sure this is lined up here. So this is actually lined up, isn't it? Yep. I want that to be all lined up. Wait, is that lined up? Yes. All right. All right, let's do the top one here. And the bottom. And these are off, all of them. Put down a splitter that we know is in line here. There we go. And this will go down and I don't need to worry about the stackable here because this is the last belt. So it successively ramps down. I don't need one on the last one. So the splitter. So it'll be like this, in fact. So that's it. Now I can, I don't have the splitters on there yet, but what I can do is connect the belts at the end, and they will all flow to where they need to flow. If we run faster than this, and we will see that everything is flowing to where it should go. There's the splitter going down. That one flows through. All right. That goes to that end. And this one flows through all the way to the end. And stops. We're not going to get the foundries set up today, and that's okay. In fact, I might not even start on the supercomputer set up until next week, period. Probably reasonable to assume that, because I want to get this set up ahead of time. So tomorrow it looks like this will be fairly set up and done. The biggest portion being the, let's see, the biggest portion being this part here with the constructors. So let's take a tiny break and come back and start adding in splitters. Let's put these splitters in. Yeah. All right. That is some kind of bug where when you Alt-Tab out of the game, because when you hold Alt down in the game and click somewhere, it pings a spot. So when you Alt-Tab out of a game and you come back, there seems to be this bug where the Alt is sort of stuck. So you have to hit Alt again, just the Alt key, to unlock that. So I Alt-Tab out, I Alt-Tab back in, and I'll go to put something down. It probably won't do it now. No, but Alt-Tab, Alt back. And now it's not going to do it. Okay, well, whatever. You'll see that periodically, and that's what that is this little strange bug, which is very easy to alleviate. So putting down splitters so that we can feed these belts in. Then we'll connect all of the belts, connect the splitters to the machines, reconnect the power at the end. And then the only thing these are waiting for is to be set to make silica. Which in truth, if they've opened up quartz, why not open up silica production as well? Because, oh, I see. Okay, yeah. They only open up the production chains that you can actually do something with. So right now you can make quartz crystals from raw quartz. And that is used to make the crystal oscillators. If 25 more to go. So I still don't make computers or supercomputers. I make heavy modular frames and crystal oscillators. Oops. I make iron plates. I make reinforced iron plates, modular frames, pipes, wire, quick wire, I don't make any steel beams. Yeah, so I think what I need to do really is make a list of what production needs I have, and then I can just slowly check that off as I go along through the month of May here, and then prep myself for the the next release. Last 10. Because when they release the next update and they release essentially aluminum, aluminum's being the core one of the core components, well, the core component for aluminum sheets, obviously. But the aluminum is at the core essentially of Mark 5 and 6 belts. So I want to be able to produce that material immediately once the update comes out, because I need it for the belts. Now, again, I'm assuming that these box site locations are going to change, because they look like they kind of should actually. They don't seem to be thought out properly for the current starting locations. That's what it looks like to me. They could have thought this out completely, thought it through completely, and I just simply don't know what that full thought process is. Nobody does really, I guess, until they actually release it. So that is what it is, and we won't know until that time. Very soon done here with setting this process up. We will connect power. We're working our way down to the end of this line here, and we'll connect power. And then this is an essentially done setup. We still have to set the machines to silica, which we can't do until the update. So that's simply nothing we can do about that. Why does this feel closer here? And the last here. All right. So we'll set the power pole here, right along this line. And connect that through. Oh wait, no. This line. Sorry. Oopsies. Now they all have power, right? So in order for me to know this, or I can travel to the end of the chain. I'm looking at the wires as I go by, making sure that they are all connected. All of the machines. And so now what I'll do is access this power pole and see if it shows power. It does. So we're connected all the way through. And these machines are connected. So all of this input is fed now. All of the outputs are set up here. All of them are connected. Just going to take one last flyby here and see, make sure that they're all connected. They're all connected. And zoom. We're done. All right. So that's where I'm going to call it for the day. Silica production line is completely set up and ready to be turned over, turned on, whatever you want to call it. Alternate biomass coal. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of that, we put a hard drive in to the hub just to see if there was something I hadn't researched here. And that is done. Wow, okay. So I do have, and here's the turbo fuel. Great, confirmed. So we'll put another hard drive in here. And we'll wait 10 minutes. Fantastic. Good deal. So we'll unlock this now. Probably needs fuel. All right, expanded pocket dimensions. All right. Let's grab modular frames. We have them over here from an old production area. Kind of the second one production area in the particular version of this game. Alright, I don't know if I can make that up here. Yeah, I can. That's no problem. And we will add in the cable, and we will add in the modular frames, and we will hit that. Fantastic. That's it. That is unlocked. Our pocket dimensions are much bigger now. +5. That's pretty cool. I mean, in theory here, if you look at this area available to us, it'll be full. Which means that there's still a lot that hasn't been unlocked in the game. And as we unlock these different milestones. So the next update, in theory, will provide a different tier 7, and here we go. We have to unlock the last phase of the elevator, which will then unlock unlock the rest of these tiers. So tier 7 and 8, or tier 7, not sure. So during that period, I'm pretty sure this is going to fill up, because why not? All right. Well, I know I am done for the day, so we will save this off. And we will go ahead and exit out to the desktop. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.